What if Deku was Viggo? Part 6, UA. This part will be focused on Izumi and the teachers and staff, mostly from UA. We start in the observation room, where Nezu, Aizawa, Midnight, All Might, and President Mike are all there to watch the practical exam. As Aizawa was still mad about the other day that they could not reel in the dragon trade and get any dirt on them because he knows they're doing stuff illegally, but they don't have any proof, which is really getting on his nerves. So I heard about you investigating that person from the dragon trade, Nezu would say. He didn't say anything. He kept quiet. Either he was smart, didn't know anything, or blind loyalty. He knew to keep his mouth shut. Although I did see someone come pick him up after the court. Some guy. Tall. I believe he was called Fred. Yes. If I remember correctly, he's the one that does the dragon trade here in Japan. He also runs several of the trade routes. And is highly connected to the person that runs the whole dragon trade, if I remember. Or that's what at least the rumors say. For all I know, he could just be another goon under this person. Or employee. You never know. And technically, you can't really arrest them either. Nothing they have done has gone over the law. Everything has been done in the law's perspective. They haven't done really anything illegal. We've examined all of their items, all within legal parameters. Nothing dangerous, and what they sell is mostly artifacts, and iron, purses, materials. Nothing that could be seen dangerous. I do wonder, why do their boats are low tech? Like, they're all made of wood and not the standard metal. I don't understand that. Maybe it's for aesthetic, President Mike would say. Could be, but why specifically wood? Like, metal could definitely be something that very used. And most boats run on engines. They use sails. This would have Aizawa thinking. Tradition. As everyone would look at him. What do you mean? Think about it. Some businesses keep on doing their standards as tradition. Is there anything about this happening before? Let me see, as Nezu types some things up. Yes, back in the old era of the Vikings, there was that same symbol that was on their flag. Although it's not much is known about it, it seems all the records have been deleted or not been discovered. So I guess the only people that would know more about this symbol would be the person that runs this dragon trade. Although there may be a way, Nezu would think, that you could get something on it, or we could come to an agreement. We request to meet the boss of this dragon trade. I don't think they're going to do that. They've done everything to avoid having heroes involved, and they've been pretty skilled on avoiding the law. We don't have any solid evidence, and if we try to contact their boss, which no one seems to know where he is or really who he is, that's not going to work. Maybe if we entice him with an offer. A offer? As then Midnight would think, what type of offer? Well, I'm glad you asked, Midnight. Something that every good businessman wouldn't refuse. A potential business partner. We need to find someone trustworthy in his organization to ask and convince him to convince the leader of the dragon trade to arrive here in Japan. So we may have a meeting. And if rumors are what they say, this Fred fellow that helped free that Dragon Trade member might be the person. As then they would start murmuring among themselves, as then a red button would start flashing. Ooh, time for the 0-pointer. The main event of the show is about to start, as he would press the button with an evil smile. But anyway, why don't we talk about the students instead of just continuing about this Dragon Trade? Let's see how the 0-pointer does in this test. As then they would watch the practical exams, as the students are fighting the 0-pointer and several of the other robots. The students that are fighting the 0-pointer are just the ones that need to get away, try to delay it. As then they would notice it would be destroyed by Izumi. She is a very powerful quark. Yes, most definitely. She managed to punch that thing and destroy it. Fascinating. As All Might would have a grin on his face. Let's see what her points are at. As Izumi has the highest points in the practical exam, as for the written exam, Momo gets the written portion. Momo is probably the smartest person that took the written exam. Well, it seems like everything is wrapped up. Now, as the heroes go to leave, Nezu would stop Aizawa. Aizawa, may I talk with you for a moment? Sure, as the rest of them would leave the observation room. I would like you to go to this port later this week, after the first day, to meet with this associate we believe could be connected to the head of the Dragon Trade. Yes, I can go there, but what do you mean, just me? Precisely. We don't want this to make it seem we're trying to lure him out. We want him to see this as a potential business, as this man may just be in for the profit. Every move I've observed, especially from other countries of this Dragon Trade, ever since you brought it to me a while ago, is they make strategic moves, and they don't move without benefit. So as long as we can convince them that this will be beneficial, we could find this secret, and if they are actually doing anything evil. Smart move. But how am I going to convince him? This has to be profitable for him if he's going to come here himself. Now that's the problem. First, you're going to need to get his head man here in Japan's respect, attention, and approval. But that might be tricky, as we don't know exactly who he is. Just a rough estimate that it could be just one person. As none of the heroes or anyone out of the organization knows the rankings of the Dragon Trade. So they don't know who runs it, they don't know who's a high person in it, and since they treat pretty much everyone as the same in the eyes of public, no one knows the actual standings of who leads, who's in command of certain things. They only hear rumors. And since some information about the Dragon Trade did get out, except the location on how to get to the Cursed Sea, they do have a rough estimate on, some names. And it's all rumors and speculation, because the people that did start spreading those rumors did get to go missing exactly right after that. Viggo does his top priority to keep people shut. He doesn't want anything interfering with his business, especially that his family does not find out. Alright, I'll head there first thing after the first day. And we skip to the first day of UA, where Izumi and Bako would walk in. Do you know where your brother is? I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know, he just ran away and we haven't seen him since. It's been over, year or two? I don't know, I really haven't seen him. Well, if we do see him again, tell me. He deserves much more of a beating than last time. As then they would laugh. But then they would talk about, what they're done. Bako bragging, say he's going to be number 1, fighting with Izumi. Just bickering. As then, after everyone come in, Aizawa would raise himself from his caterpillar-like state in his yellow beanbag, sleeping bag. I like to call it a beanbag because it kind of looks like he's in a beanbag. Although it would be funny if they made a sleeping bag out of a beanbag. Oh, that would probably be comfy, not gonna lie. Alright, students, calm down. This is the first day of UA. Grab these uniforms to the changing room, and we go to do the practical thing he does. So, after they go to the changing room, and him shutting down orientation by Uraraka, they go to the field. The first person that got the points on the exam come forward. Both Bako and Izumi would just walk forward, and before bickering, "You, Izumi," as he would toss the ball towards her, as she would throw back her arm and throw the ball at a very far distance. And, of course, this is basically the standings, as I'm going to keep pretty much all of it's the same. Except Izumi has a little bit more over people. No one's getting expelled in this UA. And we go later after the day, where the students are talking. As Aizawa would listen in, as then they would notice the talking and missing of Izuku. As Aizawa would walk over, "Excuse me, did you say your brother was missing?" "Yes, unfortunately, he never had a quirk, and he just simply disappeared one day. No idea where, he just vanished." They don't go into the detail on how she bullied him and all that. As then, Aizawa begins to think. What was his name? Izuku Midoriya. I'll see what I can do. As he walks away, as Izumi would just look at Bako, "Hey, if he finds the nerd, we can just teach him a lesson after all. He shouldn't have run away. Especially, what was he planning to do without a quark?" As he would have an evil smile. As then they would walk away. Izuku Midoriya. As Aizawa would go do some research. Look into Izuku Midoriya, the dragon trade. And he starts to look up information. He starts to gather all of the information he has about the dragon trade. From people that left it, to people that spread rumors. Basically, everyone that knew it has disappeared. But he finally gets a lead. One person that was from the dragon trade. That's hidden away in the mountains, but has never been seen. Is his only speculation of someone that knows genuine information. Because everyone else that left the dragon trade really spread rumors because they were greedy. But this one person did not. So, Aizawa takes an interest. Former member of the dragon trade. As he decides to go pay this man a visit. So after several hours of driving to this man's location in the mountains, he would be in an old, Viking hut. Because back in the Cursed Sea where they went through, they basically make their homes out of Viking houses. They're old style. They don't like using the technology, especially no technology works in the Cursed Sea. So Aizawa approached the door before knocking. "Excuse me, is there anyone home?" As the man opens the door, "What can I do you?" As the man's pretty tall, as he's basically the size of the door. "I am Aizawa, a pro hero." "What do you want? I haven't done anything illegal. I've been living here in the mountains." "You're Justin, correct?" "Yes. Who's asking?" "I just said I'm a pro hero. Name's Eraserhead. But people call me Aizawa." "Come in." As he walks in, as it's old style, Viking style, his house. As they sit down at a table. "I came here to ask you a few questions." "Alright." As the man goes over and grabs a pot, as it was over a fire. As he starts making himself some stew. "I want to talk about the dragon trade." As he was holding his bowl before he just drops it. "No. Get out." "What? I need to know about the dragon trade." As then Justin looks around, before he walks to the door and shuts it. You found out I was a part of the dragon trade. As he walks over to a certain chest. Yes, and I'm here to gather information on it. As he pulls out a knife. Who sent you? I'm a pro hero. Cut the crap. Who sent you? Was it Viggo? Viggo? Who's Viggo? Cut the nonsense. He finally came to deal with me, didn't he? As Justin's holding a knife. I do not work with this Viggo. I'm a pro hero racerhead. Sure. All dressed up in suits. You don't seem like the type to work with him. But I know better to trust. His man is always hiding, always watching. As Aizawa was very confused. I am a pro hero racerhead. Put down that weapon. I do not work with this Viggo. Who is he? As Justin just looking around the room, before he just decides to attack Aizawa, as then he just pins him to the ground. Tell me, who is this Viggo? He's the one that leads it, alright? If you're not working with him, let me go. As the man's obviously shaking in fear. As he decides to just set him in the chair, he's still tied up in the capture scarf. Tell me who this Viggo is. Viggo, he's the one that leads the dragon trade. Just let me go, I need to leave here as soon as possible. He's not gonna let me live now that I've let this spill. Why are you so afraid of him? You don't get it. You release any information about the dragon trade, you're dead. You're just dead. I've watched plenty of people try to spread rumors. Just get thrown into the sea. Their feet chained down and they drown. Aizawa would then just have his eyes wide. Wait, are you saying he drowns people? He only does that to people that betray him. I left not wanting to see any more of that horrificness. Where is he? I can't say that. He'll have my head. You'll be protected as I'm the hero Eraserhead. The authorities will protect you. You don't get it. Viggo runs this entire thing. If he wants someone dead, he'll have them dead. I'm as no good as a dead man now. You couldn't just leave me alone. Why are you so scared of this person? I just answered that stupid question. Just tell me, where does he operate? No, I can't give any for more information than that. I'm already a dead man. You're right about one thing. He is a dead man. As then, the door had been busted open, as 3 people with masks had entered. As Eraserhead gets up, as then an arrow would hit him from the back, as he would go and fall on the floor. As apparently someone shot him with an arrow through the window. No, I didn't give him anything. Listen to me, Fred. You couldn't have kept your mouth quiet. We let you go on Viggo's orders, and you just had to give this hero your information. Get the hero out of here. Retrace every step that he was here. If you need to beat him on the head to make him forget whatever happened, permission. As they take Eraserhead out, as Fred has a blade. No, please. I didn't do anything. I didn't give up anything. I promise. Just in case. He grabs a torch from one of his men before throwing it on the ground as the place would start lighting up. As since he's still trapped in that capture scarf, he can't move. This is what happens to traitors. Remember that, Justin. We let you live. Because that's orders from Viggo. And you were so kind to not spread anything. You just couldn't keep your mouth shut. No. Get me out of here. I promise I won't say anything. I'll even work at the dragon trade again. No, it's too late. You've already given out information. And Viggo doesn't like traitors. As Fred would walk away, leaving Justin to just rot in the flames. A little while later, Aizawa would wake up. What happened? Having no recollection of the talk he had with Justin. Just that he had arrived. As he opens his eyes and he sees that the house was burning. As it was pretty much already gone. It had fallen apart. Just the remnants of flames. As he stands up and runs towards the house. As he looks behind and he sees that there was only an arrow left behind. As he goes back to his car before hitting the dashboard. Darn it, my only lead is gone. And he holds his head. I don't remember anything after I arrived. He then remembers the arrow as he gets out and goes in to grab it. As he has a pain on his back, which was the wound of the arrow. Was I attacked? As he would then look at basically the flames of the house that's already crumbled. Someone obviously doesn't want me to find something. And my head hurts. I'll go back and report this to Nezu. As he would go to his car and leave, as Fred and a few others were watching from the tree line. If he remembered anything, we would kill him on the spot. As they walk away, and they would go back to their ship, as Fred would start writing a letter to go to Viggo. This is what the letter would say. The pro-hero Eraserhead is looking into the dragon trade. He nearly got information. He's still alive. Luckily, he doesn't remember anything after being hit with that tranquilizer dart arrow and a few beans to the head. Justin spilled some information on you. Don't worry, we've cleaned it up. It was a wise idea to have at least someone watching. Also, I think things are getting a little bit too suspicious on us right now. I suggest we pull out from Japan for the time being. Let the dragon trade rest away from Japan. Signed, Fred. Deliver this to Viggo. As he would hand it to one man. Yes, sir, I'll get it done. Things are getting too close for comfort here in Japan. But I want the chaos to continue. But I have to keep in mind what Viggo wants. I can't do what I want. I would love to teach those heroes a lesson. As then, suddenly, the phone that he has starts ringing. Hello? Fred, this is Julie. I'm currently coming back from my expedition over in Germany. I sold quite a lot of valuable items, and I'm coming back with, even some gold. Gold, you say? Yes, I'm on my way back to the Cursed Sea to deliver it to Viggo. Oh, also, we may have a problem. What's that? Well, I was over in Germany and heard some scholars, some scientists. Apparently, Island is back in development of trying to explore the Cursed Sea again. This might be a problem. You're the first one to get the heads up. I'll tell the boss when I arrive. Back on the island. I thought I'd give you a heads up, that's all. Since we're the closest in rank to each other. Tell me, is there anyone suspicious that suspected the dragon trade in Germany? No one. They've taken it pretty well. In fact, they look forward to each time we visit. Not a single attack? No investigations? How about in Japan? Unfortunately, people are looking into our group, the dragon trade. We nearly got some information leaked by a deserter. Left the dragon trade, but his scaredness of Viggo, the boss, got too much when the person came in asking about the dragon trade. He assumed the pro-hero was sent by Viggo. We covered him and got rid of him, though. Although it's concerning. If that hero remembers anything, we'll kill him. I can't let this get out. We skip a week, and when that letter arrives. Huh. So, Justin couldn't keep his mouth shut. Too bad of a fellow. He died in a fire. Perfect way to cover up. Good thinking, Fred. Bring me a paper. As one of his men would go to grab him a piece of paper. As he would then write on it, even if that hero remembers anything of that conversation, I want you to deny the facts. Do not kill the hero. That will draw too much suspicion on the dragon trade, especially after he tells someone about it. I want you to let the hero be. Make him think that it was just a dream, an imagination. He may be trusted in the society as a pro-hero, but the likelihood is if he can't find any truth behind his claims, they still can't do anything. Although, if he digs even deeper, don't target him. target his students, mainly Izumi Midoriya. Deliver this to Fred. I will. And that is the end of What If Deku Was Viggo, Part 6.